Welcome to another Incredible Impacts live chat. ICA and Bastides have been collaborating on the Incredible Impacts program for 4 years now, celebrating all those associations who are leaving beyond economic impact in destinations they are meeting at. This year, in this horrible circumstances, we are celebrating each and every one submission to help them really go out into the world and tell their story. Today with me, I have the World Federation of Tourist Guide Associations and Alushca Ritchie. Alushca, welcome to the studio. And if you could just share a little bit about you and your association.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity, Ksenia. I'm Alushca Ritchie. I'm president of the World Federation of Tourist Guide Associations. We have members in over 100 countries. We have association and individual members. Tourist guiding is our profession, and that is who we represent in our association. I'm based in Cape Town, South Africa, and the non-profit organization WFTGA is based in Vienna, in Austria. And yes, we basically strive to get both the tourist guide profession and the value that they add in destinations recognized.
Thank you so much, Alushca. And for many people, it may not be totally obvious what your legacy program would be. Could you just share some of the highlights of your submission for this year?
So submitted two aspects of what we currently do that speaks to the legacy. Firstly, we have our International Tourist Guide Day, and secondly, we have our international conventions. So firstly, the International Tourist Guide Day is something that we celebrate once a year on the 21st of February, and it's an opportunity for us as the tourist guides to give back to our communities in our different cities and countries. And that is a day that we really do make an impact, and it showcases not only our profession, but it showcases and promotes our tourism sectors in our cities as well. So that is really the day where we give things back to local communities, rural communities, in different shapes and manners, speaking to the theme of that specific year. So every year we change the theme, and then we do things around that theme. Our second aspect that we do is our convention. So we have our international convention every second year under normal circumstances, which is a way for us to also promote our sector as a tourist guiding sector in the world of tourism. And something that's interesting about our international conventions is that because we work in tourism, we really do strive to showcase our host city and the destinations that we go to for our international conventions. So when we are there, we arrive as participants, but we really truly do leave as ambassadors in the city. So throughout our convention, we are doing things that contribute. So for example, our pre and post tours, we support the outerlying villages and small towns and not just stay in the city. We visit community projects. We like to showcase arts, handcrafts, cultures from the host city that we're in. We visit local restaurants, and this is a way we try and distribute funds to the lesser tourist areas and really create those opportunities in those areas. We also use this as an opportunity for our participants, our tourist guides, to learn more about the destination, the culture, and all the offerings. So we really do truly leave as ambassadors, experienced ambassadors of that host city as well. So that's just a very brief overview, and that is how we use those opportunities to speak to our legacy.
So when we chatted earlier, you were saying that probably your sector will be one of the last ones to come back, and you have been heavily hit. But when we hear about the highlights of your program, we actually hear how important your sector is for local communities to really highlight those locals' art and crafts and the culture. Have you learned anything over the past 8 months now, which will help you move forward with your program in the future?
Do you know, Ksenia, it's a very tough year for all of us, and we've learned very many lessons, and we're still learning. The year's not over yet, and we really are truly learning. One of the biggest decisions we had to make was to postpone our convention from 2020 to 2022. And the benefit of this is that we actually have time now to focus more on legacy programs, impacts, really speaks to what we need to decide as an association and with our members what we need to do moving forward. So what this year has really done to us is presented and highlighted our flaws and presented opportunities so that we can do certain things better. So I would say priority being communication. You know, one size does not fit all, and that is probably the biggest lesson we learned this year, and that is something we'll take into the planning of our next convention, as well as the legacy that we will leave with our next destination as well.
And you already touched on it briefly for your own association, but if you would have to talk to any association out there, why is it in your view important for association to really focus on the legacy impact when they plan for meetings in the future?
I think that associations might get frightened and find it a bit of a daunting task when you're told, oh, you must do a legacy program. But I actually think what we've identified is we've been doing it for all these years. Since our existence came about in 1985, you've actually been doing it unintentionally. So I think take a step back, look what you've been doing, recognize what you've been doing, no matter how small, and then build on that. And that is something that I feel we've been, you know, we haven't showcased enough as an association ourselves, and that I would say to other associations, don't be scared. You've been doing something, you just need to identify what it is. And I also think that don't forget about your members. Members want to feel that they're part of that bigger picture. And that is something we've also learned is involve your members more and make them not only be part of the program and the legacy aspects on specific days or at specific times, but actually mobilize them a year in advance, get their participation, their contributions well in advance, and make them feel part of that family and that bigger picture. So I would say, consider your members and your participants as part of the sustainability, the recognition, the credibility all around your association. And long term, I believe it will speak to your membership retention as an association as well.
So I would say 3 lessons from you. Revisit what you're already doing and put it in your RFP as a strategic focus. Include your members, as well as then finally have that destination as your extended arm, which builds on that legacy you have left with your meeting years past when you've already left. So I think that is really a great message for everybody out there listening, and it will definitely help us all in recovering local communities and building those local expertises in and knowledge. Thank you so much, Alushca, for joining us today. For everybody out there who would like to know more about the ICA and Best Cities Incredible Impacts program, please visit our website, icaworld.org/incredible impacts. All those live chats, as well as the winning presentations, are part of the ICA broadcast platform and the Incredible Impact Zone. So everybody who has registered is welcome to see them there. And everybody who is not registered yet, it is not too late. You can see more on our website on how to join. Thank you and bye-bye for today.